Why, as a small business owner, should you live and die by your calendar? Welcome to today's video, and we want to go over some very specific things for you to think about so you can have more success with your calendar, automating the process. Because as a small business owner, real estate professional, someone out there that has only 24 hours in the day, your time is the most precious asset that you currently own. So if you're not time blocking and you're not deliberately and specifically looking at what you're doing with your time throughout the day, you'll end up at the end of the day asking yourself the question of, what did I do today? I have no idea. So we want to talk about it in today's video as far as what are some things, some techniques, some best practices that you could take to the bank today, that you can apply today. You can watch this video. At the end of the video, you literally can go set yourself up with a Google Calendar, or you can set yourself up with Calendly, or you can maximize the current calendar system you already have and automate the process in which having someone work with you going through the process of being able to book automatically a scheduled appointment with you on your calendar. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name is Norma, Lloyd, Kinsey III, CEO and co-founder of Liftoff Agent. We're a marketing and positioning agency that helps real estate professionals, small business owners, mainly just real estate professionals, but if you're a small business owner watching this, these are things that can also give you some context and give you some suggestions and give you some help as well. So we help licensed real estate professionals primarily with their brand, their website, their social media, their lead pages on their website, and then being more focused and deliberate to market to their ideal buyer, seller, and person they want to work with in the area that they serve. They're a small business owner just like you who's potentially watching this video, and at the end of the day, you need to make sure your brand, you need to make sure your website, you need to make sure your lead pages on your website, like ClickFunnels, and your social media is consistently clean and focused and deliberate with adding additional value to your ideal persona or ideal client. That doesn't matter if you're a small business owner, like say a trainer, or a small business owner that owns a cleaning company. You need to be deliberate with focusing on marketing to that specific ideal person you want to work with. In today's video, we're primarily going to talk about Calendly, and we're going to talk about Google Calendar or your calendar system in general, and best practices and techniques and reasons why you would want to have automation and where you would put various different items to maximize this opportunity. So thank you for watching today's video. Please do me a favor, subscribe, hit the notification bell. New videos come out every single Friday. They're geared towards licensed real estate professionals because as the #1 marketing and positioning agency for real estate agents, that's who we focus on. But at the end of the day, a lot of the information that we do film is transferable to other business owners. So take what you will that's applicable to your business and leave the rest. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, do you know what Calendly is? Have you ever heard of it? Have you set it up before? Well, Calendly.com is a really good system and something that you could use to be able to identify and time block various different activities. Now, in light for real estate professionals, we're gonna go ahead and shine light and give some examples in that arena. So you're a licensed real estate professional, you need to live and die by the calendar, you need a time block, and if you use a calendar system like Calendly.com, you can easily be able to send out a link for a formal listing presentation opportunity. You can easily send out a link for someone that wants to potentially join your team. You can easily send out a link for a coffee meeting or for a exclusive one-on-one Zoom chat for someone that potentially you can coach or mentor, and someone that wants to maybe get 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes of your time. So let me give you some examples of specifically what I do and how I use Calendly.com. Also, really cool thing is it's free depending on what you do with the system. So here's Calendly.com. Basically, you have a couple different options that people can utilize to set up an appointment with me, whether it's going to be setting up an IG Live that ties in with our podcast sponsored by Liftoff. Levi Lassick, so they did $100 million off of YouTube passively prospecting, and so we're in their course and we have an exclusive link just for them. In-person podcast, ramp up program upgrade, Liftoff agent website demo, a survey section. So some of these are not applicable and some of them I actually can like take off. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like doing some self-evaluation as I'm talking to you in today's video. So this is live, this is really happening. And as a small business owner, you can set up multiple different options. And sometimes if you're like me, you can have too much and it can just be like overwhelming. So I want you to think about when you go to Calendly.com and you set up a calendar automation process like this, you're gonna wanna think about how could you use this system, how would you want a time block for specific meetings that are gonna be applicable to your business, and then how much time do you wanna give them? So, each meeting is gonna be different. 30 minutes here, it could be an hour here, even do a 10-minute quick conversation with people as well. But you really wanna find out and write down and say, okay, so what is gonna be applicable to me? What type of meetings would I wanna have automated? And then after you have, say for instance, this automated, the cool thing about this is it links up with your calendar. Now, what calendar do you currently use? Are you using your Apple Calendar? Are you using Microsoft Calendar? Are you using Google Calendar? So I love Google Calendar. So here's an example of my Google Calendar. So I time block the first, say, 2 hours of my day from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning, specifically just going through the process of filming content, posting content, liking, following, connecting with people on social media. Then from there, I have a Zoom call, then I have another thing, and then I block off from 4 to 7 in the evening, and then I put in some of these different meetings in this time block so I can meet with my internal staff. So when I utilize Calendly.com, I'm setting up Calendly.com, I'm setting up the various specific different type of calendar invites or calendar events there could be, and then I link that to my Google Calendar, and I put these links in various different locations, and I'm gonna give you some different examples of where some of these links actually will be. So let's go ahead and go into a new browser, and let's go to liftoffagent.com. Now, if I go to liftoffagent.com, and this is no obligation, agent out there, you wanna test this out yourself, you're more than welcome to take advantage of a no obligation strategy session. They're called demos here on the homepage of the website. So then if I go ahead and click this link, or if you click this link, it's going to be down below. It's going to give you the calendar. Now, it tells you what days are available, what days are not available. The days that are going to be available are the days that are going to be highlighted, like these are going to be available days. These days are not going to be available. So now I can go in here and say, okay, I want to set up a meeting with Norman or just Liftoff Agent Sales Department for Tuesday, the 12th. I have 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. available. Now they can go ahead and they can select what time they want to meet. And then they can go ahead and say, okay, I want to meet for that time. What's next? Now, what's going to be expected for the demo? What type of information do they need? So we want their name, their email, their phone number. We want their URL link. We want their text message information. So that way we can be able to text them and email them with automations to remind the individual about that actual time that we set and scheduled for that demo. So we're gonna send you a text message, we're gonna send you an email, and then when it gets closer to the demo, we're gonna be sending out a text message and email to make sure that you're on the same page and we know what's gonna happen. So that's where I feel like a lot of individuals out there, small business owners and real estate professionals, don't live and die by their calendar. They don't time block the activities of what they wanna do, and then from there, they don't have specific scheduled appointments and things that they wanna do with those scheduled appointments. Now, let me give you a couple stories really quick, because at the end of the day, when you're a small business owner and you say yes to all the things, you can have things overlap. Not to mention, you only have so much bandwidth. So if you only have so much bandwidth, that means that you have to specifically think to yourself, what appointment do you have? At what time are you supposed to be where? And if you don't write it down, it's very easy to get kind of confused and sidetracked and potentially not show up on time for something that you're supposed to show up on time for. So here's my calendar. And if I go into, say, my calendar day by day, or should I say hour by hour, I can go through and see specifically what's happening with my calendar, and I don't even have to think about it. Because the big thing is, in real estate or as a small business owner, you only have so much bandwidth, and you want to make sure that you guard your bandwidth and you don't spend too much of your bandwidth trying to manage. It's very important not just to have this calendar link on your website, but you also want to have it on your Instagram profile handle, YouTube channel, and you want to talk about it throughout the days that you go through doing what you're doing. Because if you're at a formal listing presentation, or you want to do coaching with other agents, or you're a trainer, you're going to want to have, a very tight schedule. You kind of think, hey, you know what? Nights, weekends, it's whatever. When do I work? I work all the time. That's a horrible practice. You got to say, this is when I'm available. This is when I'm not available. And then when you open up your calendar to someone on a time that you're not available, it makes them feel more special. And then when they click on, say, a desired link, and if someone's going to go through and specifically go through Levi's course, it's a $5,000 course, and you learn how to maximize YouTube, and then you have this exclusive link makes you feel special. And then when you go ahead and you see the times that are available and you see what and what isn't available, it makes that person look like they're super busy, and it makes you elevate your brand awareness and also your professionalism. So at the end of the day, to recap this video, live and die by the calendar. Even if you don't have appointments and you're new in the business, still block off time to do social media, email marketing, and to have time for your family, and do it so that way you take advantage of blocking off the things that you want to do first and foremost. Then you give up the time for the other people, and they can then see what's available based off your calendar. They select a time, and then it automatically will then link up with your calendar. The individual who desires to meet you, they'll put in their first name, their last name, their email, their phone number, all the various things where you get to set that up. And if you want us to go into more of a tutorial on how to set up Calendly and how to link it with your calendar system, and we could do something with like, how does Calendly work? How do you set it up? And how does it work with, say, Google? And how do you set up all the pieces of those puzzles? We can make that happen, and we can do that. Just drop a comment down below, and we can go ahead and give you some additional resources and additional information with that. Because in the next video, we're going to be going over where you should have your calendar link and why should it be on your social media, email signature, and your website. I gave you a little bit of a sneak peek of that and talked a little bit about why you want those links there, but I want to go deeper into why it's important to have those links in those various different locations so you can maximize your past efforts for your future successes. And that's something as simple as, hey, if you're going to send out a mailer, why not have a QR code? The QR code goes to your calendar link. They automatically just set up a meeting with you, and it's super simple. You don't want to give people too many options, and you specifically want to make sure that you're leading them A through Z, and you want to elevate your brand. You want to be able to control your schedule. You want to be able to time block what you have and what you're doing. Live and die by your calendar. Keep it super simple, and I guarantee you, at the end of the day, when everything's blocked off, you'll have more success than before, and it's something that will work for you. So thanks so much for watching to the end of the video. If you haven't already done so, like this video, subscribe, and the bell notification is if you want to be notified from videos coming out every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like I said, my name is Norma, Lloyd, Kinsey, CEO, co-founder of Liftoff Agent, your #1 marketing and positioning agency, primarily working with licensed real estate professionals on the residential side, really be able to scale, grow, automate their business, and take advantage of things like this. This is something that happens in the development process, and we can tie all this into your website and your social media, what have you. If you're a small business owner watching this video, I hope that was also helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you all on the next one.